Hello and welcome to the Good One podcast. My name is Laura and I am here every day of 2025 journeying through the Bible this year. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe and hit the little notification button so you can know when I post the next video. Okay, today we are in Genesis. We're doing 3 chapters. So chapter 27, 28, and 29. Before we begin, I always want you to pause, to worship, to pray. These are not just my words that I'm reading. Obviously, these are words from the Bible. They're God's words for us. So hopefully you get something from this, not just my little jokes. Okay, I'm in the ESV version. I always put the cover up and it doesn't say ESV on it. So one day I'll stop doing that. But until then, look how pretty. She's so cute. Aw. Okay, getting started with chapter 27. Isaac blesses Jacob. Okay. Yep. When Isaac was old and his eyes, I was like pausing because I was like, wait, didn't Isaac just bless Jacob? But no, Abraham just blessed Isaac. So now we see that Isaac is going to bless Jacob, which is interesting because Jacob is not the eldest of the two twins, but Esau is the eldest of the two twins. So let's see what happens. When Isaac was old, his eyes were dim so that he could not see. He called Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son." And he answered, "Here I am." He said, "Behold, I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now then, take your weapons, your quiver, and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and prepare for me delicious food, such as I love, and bring it to me so that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die." Well, that's interesting. Isaac is saying to Esau to do these things so that he can bless Esau. All right, verse 5. Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac spoke to his son Esau. So Esau went to the field to hunt for game and bring it. Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "I heard your father speak to your brother Esau. Bring me game and prepare for me delicious food that I may eat it and bless you before the Lord before I die. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice as I command you. Go to the flock and bring me 2 good young goats, so that I may prepare for them delicious food for your father, such as he loves. And you shall bring it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before he dies." Ooh, Rebecca's sneaky. Look at her. Tricking her husband. She said, "Jacob, you're my favorite, so you're going to go get these things so he can bless you instead." Verse 11. But Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, "Behold, my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be mocking him and bring a curse upon myself and not a blessing." His mother said to him, "Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice and go bring them to me." Wow, he's literally like, "Okay, mom, what a little mama's boy. I'm gonna lie to my dad on his deathbed. Sure, let me get that blessing." Wild. Verse 14. So he went and took them and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared delicious food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her older son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And the skins of the young goats she put on his hands and on the smooth parts of his neck. First off, ew, is that even cleaned off? Is that sanitary? And second, wow, that was very smart of her. I'm not gonna lie. Like, is it gross? Yeah, that's gross. But that was a smart move. Let me just put this hairy goat skin on you so now you feel hairy. And because he's blind, doesn't matter if it's red or not. All right, verse 17. And she put the delicious food and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So he went in to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Now sit up and eat of my game, that your soul may bless me." But Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you found it so quickly, my son?" He answered, "Because the Lord your God granted me success." Wow. That's you just lied and you threw God in the mix when you lied. That's not good. That's not good. I feel like he's going to be punished for that. There's no way. This is the Old Testament stuff. This is not, can't just, Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near that I may feel you, my son, to know whether you are really my son Esau or not." This is like the grandma with Red Riding Hood with the wolf. "My, how big eyes you have. My, how hairy arms you have." So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, who felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. Not only did he steal not really steal, but he tricked his brother into giving him his birthright from, a bowl of soup. Like, oh, I'm dying. I'm so hungry. Here's some soup. Give me your birthright. He has his birthright. Now he's taking his blessing while his dad's on his deathbed. Jacob is not a good brother. He said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He answered, "I am." Then he said, "Bring it near to me, that I may eat of my son's game and bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near and kiss me, my son." So he came near and kissed him, and Isaac smelled the smell of his garments and blessed him. Rebekah's smart. Not only was she like, "Give me the goats, I'll cook it and I'll prepare it for you," but also, "Here's the clothes, here's the skin, your hair, you smell like your brother, go in there and get that blessing." So Isaac's blessing him and saying, "See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you of the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth and plenty of grain and wine. Let peoples serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who blesses you." That's wild, because literally when God is talking about the brothers in Rebekah's womb, he says that the older shall serve the younger and that they'll be divided. Here it's saying, "Let be Lord over your brothers." So this is how we're finding out, like, God already knew that Isaac was going to do this. God already knew Isaac was going to take the blessing, because how else would the older serve the younger? Like, this is where he's taking that moment and opportunity for his brothers to bow down to him. That's wild. Verse 30. As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, when Jacob had scarcely gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, Esau his brother came in from his hunting. Oh, the drama. Turn the page. Verse 31. Also, Esau also prepared delicious food and brought it to his father. And he said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that you may bless me." And his father said to him, "Who are you?" He answered, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau." Then Isaac trembled very violently. Y'all are going to kill him. And said, "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? And I ate it all before you came. And I have blessed him. Yes, and he shall be blessed." As soon as Esau heard the words of his father, he cried out with exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me, even me also, O my father." He's like, "Bless me, please." But he said, "Your brother came deceitfully, and he has taken away your blessing." How is that even fair? It's a blessing. He shouldn't be able to steal it. And it wasn't, you know what? Jacob's not even that smart to come up with the idea on his own. Rebecca had to tell him exactly how to do it. So poor Esau. I mean, the birthright thing he was pretty smart about, but this, like, Esau said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has cheated me these 2 times. He took away my birthright." Yep, we keep mentioning that. "And behold, now he has taken away my blessing." Then he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" Isaac answered and said to Esau, "Behold, I have made him lord over you and all his brothers. I have given to him servants, and with grain and wine I have sustained him. What then can I do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. That's so sad. He's so sad about it. That's awful. And also, brothers, that means that Jacob and Rebekah had more than just, or sorry, Isaac and Rebekah had more than just Jacob and Esau, because he's saying, "I made him lord over your brothers." So, I mean, maybe he had babies with other people, but he definitely had more kids than just the two, is what it's saying if he keeps calling all these people brothers. But Esau is literally crying about losing his birthright and his blessing. Like, this poor man is just being totally taken advantage of by his brother. So sad. Verse 39. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, "Behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you shall break his yoke from your neck." Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessings with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are approaching. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." You know, killing is never right. We're not supposed to do that, but I kind of get where Esau's coming from, but don't hurt him, okay? But the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called her younger son Jacob and said to him, Behold, your brother Esau comforts himself about you by planning to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to Laban, my brother in Haran, and stay with him a while until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done. Yeah, right. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereft of you both in one day? Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I loathe my life because of the Hittite women. If Jacob marries one of the Hittite women like these, one of the women of the land, what good will my life be to me? First off, Rebekah, why are you even complaining? It was your idea for him to trick Isaac and steal it right under Esau's nose, and you helped him. So that's on you if he marries a Hittite woman. That's you, and you have to say, "Oh, I'm gonna have to send you away." Like, yeah, maybe you should have thought about all of that before you tricked Isaac. Your other son, like, who cares how much bitterness Esau causes you? You just stole that from him. Hopefully Jacob does good with it. Come on, Jake. And you know what? Maybe Jacob is the person who the lineage needs to carry on through, which was why he was sneaky instead of Esau. So who knows? Jacob sent to Laban. That's the brother. Chapter 28. Then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and directed him, You must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from there one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. So take a cousin as your wife. So, yep, your mom's brother's kid's cousin. God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. May he give the blessing of Abraham to you and to your offspring with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojournings that God gave to Abraham. Wow. Thus Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. So now Jacob is being sent away because Esau wants to kill him, obviously, for, valid reasons. We don't kill, but still, I get it. And he's being sent away, and he's saying, marry someone from our family, your mom's brother's kids, because, they're good people, and God will give you the blessing of Abraham. I hope that you get the same blessing that I had on me, and it'll continue on through you. So yeah, Jacob is the one who's going to carry that because he stole it from Esau. Okay. Esau marries an Ishmaelite from Ishmael. Oh, now Esau's mingling with Ishmael's family. Remember, it was Isaac and Ishmael, right? Am I getting confused? I am confused. Yep, Isaac and Ishmael. So now Esau is going to marry one of Ishmael's kids. But I thought Esau already had 2 wives. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take a wife from there, and that as he blessed him, he directed him, You must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. And that Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother and had gone to Padan Aram. So when Esau saw that the Canaanite women did not please Isaac his father, Esau went to Ishmael and took as his wife, besides the wives he had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth. So now Esau is marrying one. He already has 2 wives. Now he has 3 wives, and one of them is Ishmael's daughter, because he's like, just to get back at his dad. I get it. But also you were trying to kill your brother, so that's why they sent him away. Jacob's dream. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran, and he came to a certain place and stayed there that night, because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place to sleep. Ow! And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. So he's saying, from you and your offspring, all families of the earth will be blessed. So this blessing and this selection of Jacob is for a reason, because through him, all families on the earth will be blessed. Okay. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." Wow. So early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up for a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at the first. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, "If God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God, and this stone which I have set up for a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will give a full tenth to you." So he's saying, God will be my God if he gives me these things. Like, if he's with me, if he's going to keep me safe, if he'll give me bread, if he gives me clothing to wear, if he lets me go back to my dad's house in peace, then the Lord will be my God. Like, you're putting a lot of stipulations on somebody who just stole a blessing. Because what else does the blessing mean, right? The blessing has to do with God, right? Or is Isaac just blessing Jacob and saying, like, these things for you and it's from his mouth? No, it's from God. He's giving him a blessing. So you're saying, "Oh, I want all these stipulations before I can consider you my Lord." I think that's kind of wild. And also, what good is the birthright now that you're like basically banished? This guy's sneaky. What's going on with him? Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. Now Jacob has 2 wives. Everybody's just picking more than one wife nowadays. I mean, you're already lying. You might as well marry 2 women. Chapter 29. Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. As he looked, he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. The stone on the well's mouth was large, and when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone from the mouth of the well and water the sheep, then put the stone back in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, "My brothers, where do you come from?" They said, "We are from Haran." He said to them, "Do you know Laban the son of Nahor?" They said, "We know him." He said to them, "Is it well with him?" They said, "Is it well? And see, Rachel his daughter is coming with the sheep." He said, "Behold, it is still high day. It is not time for the livestock to be gathered together. Water the sheep and go, pasture them." But they said, "We cannot until all the flocks are gathered together and the stone is rolled from the mouth of the well. Then we water the sheep." While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. Oh, cool. A female shepherd. I didn't know those existed. That's awesome. Rachel the shepherdess. Now, as soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, Jacob came near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Okay, we get it. He's his mother's brother. We understand. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. "Excuse you, that was mighty fast, sir. Why are you kissing on Rachel? You're not even married yet." And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's kinsman and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. So what? That doesn't mean you can just grab this lady and kiss her on the mouth. "I'm your cousin. Mwah. Get out of here." What are you doing? She's running home happy or mad? Who knows? Verse 13. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to the house. Okay, so they're happy. They're excited. It's okay, but we don't just randomly walk around grabbing people and kissing them on the lips when they're our cousin. We give them some space. Jacob told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." And he stayed with him a month. Okay, so now he invited him into his house. "You can stay with me." That's a nice turnaround because I was worried about that kiss. All right, verse 15. Then Laban said to Jacob, "Because you are my kinsman, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be?" Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, "I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban said, "It is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to any other man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her. Oh, that's so cute. Why don't they use that in like movies? He worked for 7 years, but it only seemed like it was a few days because he loved her so, so much. What a turnaround. You grabbed her and kissed her out of excitement and then cried. And then you waited 7 years to marry her. That's awesome. That's wild. That's okay. Verse 21. Then Jacob said to Laban, give me my wife that I may go into her. Okay. You don't need to ask her dad in that way. You could just say like, hey, 7 years are up, man. Can I marry her? You don't need to. Okay. For my time is completed. So Laban gathered together all the people of the place and made a feast. But in the evening he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. Oh my goodness. That's not the right wife, sir. You brought the wrong woman. That's not the right one. Laban gave his female servant Zilpah to his daughter Leah to be her servant. And in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, what is this you have done to me? Did I not serve you? Did I not serve with you for Rachel? Why then have you deceived me? Laban said, it is not so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Complete the week of this one, and we will give you the other also in return for serving me another 7 years. Okay, Jacob has lied a lot, so I understand him being deceived. But like, how drunk were you? Like, you didn't even notice that it was the wrong lady. And also, some of these terms are very explicit while not being explicit, and I'm not a fan. Okay? So now he has to work another 7 years. Jacob did so and completed her week. Then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to be his wife. So he has both of them as his wives. That's gross. They're like literally sister wives. Laban gave his female servant Bilhah to his daughter Rachel to be her servant. So Jacob went into Rachel also, and he loved Rachel more than Leah and served Laban for another 7 years. Okay, awesome. So, the next one's titled Jacob's Children, and we can really understand why. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Of course she was. Bet you they have to pray for her to have children. And also, Leah should not be hated. She didn't even ask for this. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben, like the sandwich. That's not in there, but Reuben is in there. For she said, because the Lord has looked upon my affliction, for now my husband will love me. She conceived again and bore a son, and said, because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. Again, she conceived and bore a son and said, now this time my husband will be attached to me because I have bore him 3 sons. Therefore his name was called Levi. And she conceived again and bore a son and said, this time I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah. She ceased bearing. Wow. Okay, that's super sad that she had 4 kids, and up until the last baby, she was like, maybe my husband won't hate me anymore now. Oh, I'm not gonna cry, but that's not her fault that her sister's prettier, or that her dad used her to trick Jacob and he was forced to marry her, and then or that he was so drunk that he couldn't even tell who he was sleeping with. Like, come on, man. But that's really sad. Okay, if you want to stick around, I can tell you what each name means, most likely. So the first son, she called him Reuben, and Reuben means a son, okay? The second son, she called Simeon, and Simeon sounds like the Hebrew word for herd, so she was being heard. The third son, his name was Levi. Levi sounds like the Hebrew word for attached, because she was saying, now my husband will be attached to me. And then the last son, she called Judah, and Judah means praise. Oh, that's so cute. So this time I will praise the Lord. That's awesome for Leah. I'm happy that by the time that she had her 4th son, her last son, that she finally realized it's not about Jacob and I don't need Jacob, but I have my kids and I praise the Lord because he's blessed me with 4 children, even if my husband doesn't love me or treats me poorly. And you know what? As of right now, I'm not a Jacob fan. I'm Team Esau and I'm Team Leah, and Jacob, you better ship up, man, because you're rough. It's so incredible to see human nature just shining through in the Bible. Like from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, all 3 of them have just displayed their humanness so much. Like none of them are perfect. They're all flawed. They all lie. They all cheat. They all, like, it's crazy. And they all sleep with other women besides their wives. Like, but still, this is the line because they are faithful to God. So that's wild. It's cool to see because it shows that even though it's the Old Testament and God is supposed to be like super harsh and super unfair, is what people usually say, he actually is giving these men who are not the best of men an opportunity because of their faithfulness. So wild. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to post a video and I don't know what it's going to be about. So we'll find out tomorrow, guys. See ya mañana. Bye.